Through down the tunnel, West Ham taking a moment to enjoy with their fans.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think for West Ham, it's not a place where you go and expect points. Do you know what I mean? So I thought Manchester United dominated large portions of the game, but I thought West Ham always posed a threat on the counter-attack. And then I thought when Man United made changes, they made 5 of them, I just thought they lost a little bit of rhythm. You know, that's half your team, especially in defensive positions in the midfield. And credit, West Ham, they pounced.
What do you think was key for West Ham in getting that equaliser?
I think just believing you could get something out of the game. I don't think they sort of went into a low block and just invited the pressure, even though they had long periods without the ball. I felt like they believed that they could get something out of the game. I thought that Bowen probably set it off really. He was the one that was quite positive every time he got the ball, and then they got what they deserved.
To be fair to Manchester United going to half-time, we said they were the better of the two sides, especially going forward. They had so many opportunities. No surprises then that they opened the scoring.
Yeah, I mean, they were the team kind of pushing. I thought West Ham had a couple of moments here and there, but I thought Man United, this is kind of what the game looks like. Good, comfortable possession. Dalot kind of gets into the box there, and it's a great touch and a great finish. But I think when you see it from this wide angle here, they've got good possession. I think Dalot, when the wing-backs get high, it allows you to get bodies in the box. And I think West Ham, in the end, they just get overloaded. Everybody's man for them. 5v5 and then Dalot just pops in there. That creates the overload. Wan-Bissaka's not sure. Mavropanos is not sure. Everybody's marking man for man, but Dalot's free. And it's just great awareness to just go into the box. And that's why he's free, Jay, because everybody else is marking somebody. And fair play to him, though, Jay. It's a great touch and finish.
Yeah, the touch is obviously it's instinctive and that, but even from this angle there, I just don't understand how you can have so much space. The ball goes wide, defend the box. When it goes wide, defend the box. When it's in the box, defend the goal. And for him to get that much time there to touch and finish, if that was me, I'd be thinking, wow, have I got so? Yeah, I bet he can't believe his luck. And the finish, Wan-Bissaka's got to try and block or get a little bit closer.
Yeah, he did really have a lot of time and space there, as you mentioned. Just a word for Ahmed, because he kind of starts it, and you've been talking about Manchester United wing-backs needing to get further up quicker.
Yeah, and I thought Ahmed did brilliant kind of... We say when the wing-backs are done really well, they play really high and they get really aggressive, especially against a team like West Ham that only play one up. And if you've got 3 centre-backs, that means Ahmed can get really high. Yeah. And once they double up on him, that means there's space on the other side there. Okay, it takes a deflection. But I think it all stems from Ahmed being really positive, beating people 1v1. Nobody can stop him, I think, 1v1. So once he gets into that position, get bodies in the box and they get a bit lucky.
Right, let's look at the goal that does level things up, that makes it 1-1. It came 7 minutes from time for Sangutu Magassa. Here it is then, and you'll talk us through it.
Do you know what I have to say? It's an amazing goal, amazing finish. But Bowen does so well, just getting the first contact at the near post. And Magassa, he just drops him and he's just reacted. But when you see it from a different angle, he has to get it right into the corner.
Mazraoui does brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, you feel bad for him because he does well with that clearance.
Yeah, it does, unbelievable. And obviously, he can't get up, but still, he still has to get it right in the corner by the post and that. And when you see it from this angle, it's like the perfect finish.
So many corners now are scored from second phase. Sorry about the first phase. So obviously, because Mazraoui doesn't get a good contact on that, do you need your teammates there, kind of in and around it? Everybody's kind of in the middle, but you probably needed 1 or 2. Once that clearance came out, that they can maybe go and tackle or win that. But Magassa, I mean, what a moment for him. First goal at Old Trafford. I mean, you would have dreamed of that as a young kid. I'm not sure what teams he watched, but I'm sure he would have dreamed of scoring there. And you saw his smile on his face, how happy he was. It was a big moment for him. But I just think they could have defended that a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely huge moment for him. We can actually hear now from Sangutu Magassa. We're going to go back to Old Trafford for post-match reactions. He is alongside Jared Bowen.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure that was a really hard-fought point, but what was it like to play in today?
Yeah, probably how it looked. We always knew it was going to be a difficult game coming here. They come off the back of a really good result away at Palace, and we was on the other hand on the end of a really disappointing result. So we wanted to show a reaction, and I think we showed that. Obviously, going a goal down, then getting back into the game, then nearly even scoring at the end. So, I was proud of the team tonight, the way they fought, the way they run, and got a deserved point, I think.
Is that the most pleasing thing? The fact, of course, you went a goal down, but it was the reaction to going the goal down and then getting that all-important equaliser.
Yeah, and that's got to be in the Premier League. You can't be too disheartened when you go 1-0 down. There's still a lot of time to play, and we have to believe, and we have that belief. And I think we could see that, and get the goal from a set piece, which are really important for us. Songu got his first goal, so deserves it so much. So I'm really, really happy for him.
I can see there's a smile on your face. You got your first goal for the club, and it was a really important one as well. What were your feelings when you saw that ball going into the back of the net?
Yes, the feeling is amazing. But we played a good game with the team, all fight for all. And yes, I happy to score my first goal in the Premier League. And this.
There was a little bit of change as well, because you were taking all of the corners, but for this one, you had the opportunity. It very nearly went in as well. So in terms of that changes as well, what was sort of the thinking behind that?
I don't know, and obviously Andy Irvine came on, he's a left footer as well. I'm always on to Robbo to get me in the box to try and score from corners, and nearly worked an absolute treat. But I think for me, not many people really pick me up in the air. I'm 5'9" or something like that, so I'm not the tallest, but I always fancy myself in the air and made that run, got the flick, thought I scored. Was gutted when it didn't go in, but then to see Songu there and put the ball into the back of the net, so delighted.
And just a word on his performance today as well.
No, he's been, I'm sure it's been frustrating for him. He wants to play more, but, in training every single day, he comes in with a smile on his face. His English is getting better, as you just heard then. And he's shown the last 2 games, his quality. He's still young. He's coming to, a new country, new teammates, new league. So for me, for the team, it's good to support him, put our arm around him, help him when he needs to, and he just shows how confident he is and his quality on the pitch. So really happy for him, and I think this is for him as well, no?
Yeah, final word from you. Just how important was that point for West Ham?
Yes, it's a very good point, important point for the team, for the championship. And yeah, we go to fight. I want to play. I want to give my best for the fans, for the club, for the coach, for my teammate, and I want to continue like that.
Well, you are the player of the match, Jared. Please do the honours.
Congratulations, brother. Well deserved.
Sangutu Magassa with an equalising goal, his first ever goal for West Ham, and what a place to do it at Old Trafford. Interesting to hear from Jared Bowen there saying that people don't really, worry too much when he jumps because of his height.
5'9". He's lucky he's 5'9". Try being 5'6". I should have scored more headers. If I was unmarked.
What are you saying? If you were tall, you would score more?
5'6.5", actually.
And a half. Okay, hearing from Jared Bowen there, and a big smile on the face, obviously, of Magassa for getting that equalising goal. The goal equalised Diego Dallo's strike for Manchester United, also a first ever Premier League goal for him at Old Trafford. But let's look at, as you've mentioned to us and pointed out a few times now, that substitutions played a big factor here in this game for United.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the fact you can make 5. I just think it disrupts the rhythm, and I think United, they made a lot of subs, and I just thought they lost a little bit of control in the game at that point.
Okay, we're going to go back to Old Trafford. We'll come back to those substitutions in just a little bit, because standing by to chat to us now is Freddie Potts. Freddie, great to be chatting to you. Welcome to Premier League Live. You're speaking to Julia Stewart in the studio here alongside Owen Hargreaves and Jermaine Defoe. Just tell us about the match today and the point at Old Trafford.
Yeah, we had expectations that it was going to be a very tough game. Man United are a team that's come off of a good result on the weekend, so we knew that coming back into Old Trafford it was going to be a tough game. But we had a game plan that we stuck to, and the main thing for us was to come and get a result, and that's what we did today, thankfully.
Freddie, your 5th Premier League start in a row for you. We've actually put a little package together of your moments today in the game, and we're going to show it to you. Perhaps you can just talk us through it and your own game and your own performance this evening.
Yeah, I think I was quite pleased with my performance, but the main thing for everyone was to be together in today's performance, because we knew that Man United are a team that are going to try and break through lines. They're going to try and run in behind, and we had to be switched on no matter where you were on the pitch. And I think in the first half they were asking a lot of questions, but for me in the midfield it was just a matter of intercepting play and breaking things up and making it as difficult as we could for Man United, because they've got some top players in those positions. So I think we all fought as a team, and the main thing today was to get a result, and we did that.
No, Freddie, you play better than okay. We were giving you some love in the studio, yeah. So you broke it up really well, but I thought you were really disciplined in kind of midfield, and then you hit them on the counter as well. So especially you in there, I thought the midfield 3, they kind of balanced each other really well. As you said, obviously some big names in there, but you guys seem to cope with it relatively well.
Yeah, well, there's big names, but as a 3, we don't really care who we come up against. We just wanted to give our all for this team, and we showed that today. I think it weren't pretty sometimes, but the second balls and the interceptions and the tackles that we had to make was the most important thing in parts of the game. So our focus was to do that, and thankfully we did.
Potsy, it's Jermaine, mate. I actually played with your dad, actually. I've still got the scars on my leg from training. but just on a personal one, mate, how much are you enjoying it? Obviously, a young player, West Ham fan, coming into the team, doing well. How much are you enjoying it?
Loving it. I keep saying it to people, but it really has been my dream since I was 5. I joined the club when I was 5, and for me, the goal was always to be in the Premier League with this team and follow in the footsteps of, Mark Noble and Declan Rice, and now I'm doing that. It's the dream, and I want it to continue, and I'm going to do everything I can to try and keep holding my shirt and keep playing. So I'm looking forward to what's going ahead this season.
Love that, mate.
Freddie, I remember when you first break into the team and say you play 5 games on the bounce like you have. It's such an amazing feeling to actually know you're like becoming a regular. What's it feel like from the first to now? Because that was a very composed performance at Old Trafford for you tonight.
Yeah, I think the main thing was to be switched on all the time. They're a very clever team, and they'd like to test you with their different movements and the patterns of play. And for me today, it was about being switched on and doing my job for the team. And I feel like I did that. So did Songu in midfield. I thought we worked together well as a pair, and for him to get the goal as well, he definitely deserved that. So for us, it's about a matter of working hard and sticking to the game plan that the manager gave us, and that's what we did.
Okay, thank you very much, Freddie, for chatting to us. All the best for the rest of the season.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, mate.
Thank you guys, all the best.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, Freddie Potts just talking about kind of, his own performance, the team performance as well. Speaking of the team, these are the scenes in the West Ham dressing room at Old Trafford. When you've had an equalising goal late on, away from home at a venue like Old Trafford, what does that feel like? What's that dressing room feeling like right now?
Sometimes it can feel like a win, especially when you're down there. Sometimes it can feel like a win when you sort of like finish the game in that manner. But Bowen said it there. Jared said it about believing that they could get something out of the game, and they showed that they've got good players. And it's just so nice to see a young player in Potsy, doing what he's doing and establish himself in the team. Amazing.
Yeah, and Freddie Potts was on standby, so we had to cut that chat about the substitutions a little bit short. Let's go back to it now and look at the timing of it, the number of subs that they made, and how they influenced the flow of the game.
Yeah, I think at this point they were in good control, and I think obviously you're for heaven. I don't know what happened there, if that could have been, maybe an injury related. But I just think when you change, a lot of those are kind of at the back.
Yeah.
Martinez for sure and Dorgu for Dallo. And I don't know, they didn't defend the same as they did. I think they had something similar at Tottenham. They made quite a few changes and it kind of affected them. So, you would have loved to see if he could have maybe Cunha, maybe need to go off Cunha at 77 minutes. But I just think 5 players, from your 10, obviously the goalkeeper, that's half your team, and then maybe communication isn't there. But it affected them for sure tonight. Yeah,
when you're making defensive changes, especially, on the verge of a clean sheet, how disruptive is that?
Well, it can be. It's just partnerships and relationships, and especially when they've played so well and they've been so comfortable in the game. I think West Ham had a few moments on the counter, but not many. And then from that moment on, it felt like West Ham had quite a few moments in there. Yeah. I know they didn't have a lot of the ball, but they created more moments from that time.
Yeah. Especially at that moment when they sort of like had a little bit of momentum, and then you come in as a sub, especially in defensive areas, it takes a little bit of time. Whereas I feel like when you make substitutions in the forward areas, a lot of the game's off the cuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for a forward, you're sort of like you come on to make an impact on that, but a lot of it's off the cuff. Defensively, you've got to be very careful.
And the thing is, as well, United have only kept 1 clean sheet. That if they're going to want to finish in the top 4 or 5 and be in the Champions League places, they need to start keeping some clean sheets. That's a game at home today against West Ham where you should be keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah, the clean sheet was Senna Laman's very first game for the club, and they haven't kept a clean sheet since. Let's go back to Old Trafford and get post-match reactions from the Manchester United manager. Here's Ruben Amorim.
Ruben, it's a point, but what did you make of the performance tonight?
I think it was not constant. We had good moments, and we lost a little bit in the first half, and a little bit in the second half after the goal. We lost a little bit the control of the game. We should have closed the game when we scored the first one. The game was in control. We knew it let's defend far from the box. Any set pieces can be a problem with the difference of height in the team. We could do it. We could maintain the ball after the first goal, and again we lost 2 points.
Where do you think it sort of happened from after Manchester United scored the goal to not hold on to that, to let that other goal go in?
It's just losing second balls, and when they kick the ball, Mateus running with the ball, they winning the first ball, and then Bowen making the runs. You can control that kind of game. We should be better with the ball after the first goal. We had a big opportunity with Cunha. We were near the box, but then the crosses were not good. The characteristics of the players sometimes inside the box are not enough to score a goal from that position. So that's it.
The big positive, though, for Manchester United, Diogo Dalot getting his goal when he did, to score that opening goal. I can understand that it feels more frustrating at full time because you come away with a point. But for him to get his first Premier League goal at Old Trafford as well, in the style that he did it, it felt like a striker's finish, really.
Yeah, but it's a goal. We draw. That doesn't matter.
With West Ham's equaliser, it was a substitution change that he made, which meant that Jarrod Bowen was able to get in and around the area. He obviously got the header, which was rebounded away, and then it resulted into the goal. Did it feel like it sort of took the players off guard a little bit?
No, it's not an excuse. The player changed, but we know what to do in every situation. And the game is 83 minutes, and we need to close the game and not suffer a goal.
When you're looking at the next couple of fixtures as well, then, how important is it to be in a good position come the new year?
Everything is important. Every game is important. We need to win the next one.
Thank you very much, Ruben, for your time. See you soon.